your referrals dried up? Is that one source of traffic and revenue that you relied on for so long suddenly running dry? As a music teacher, I understand how frustrating that can be because something that had been reliable and true and tested and where you were getting most of your inquiries, when that source of traffic dries up, it can feel very frustrating and, well, just downheartening. So here's what we're going to do today. Today, we're going to investigate 5 different traffic and revenue sources that you can use for your music studio. So when one of those old faithfuls runs dry, you are not left in the lurch. I'm so excited to bring this content to you today. So before we get started, let's play a little bit of music. Hey there, and welcome to the broadcast. The topic of the day is 5 revenue and traffic sources that you can use for your music studio. So why this topic today? Well, I've had a lot of teachers lately that have told me that one source of traffic that they've been relying on to get new student inquiries, well, that source of traffic doesn't seem to be working anymore. So whether you are typically relying on word of mouth, or if you normally get inquiries via Google searches or whatever it is, if that one source of traffic that you've been relying on dries up, don't panic, because there are many different ways that we can bring people into our studios. So we're going to be talking about 5 different channels that we can consider using when we are trying to get new inquiries or new sales. So if you are here live with me, please be sure to say hello and let us know where you're tuning in from. I'd love to know, what is your number one source of traffic and revenue when it comes to marketing for your studio? And if you are watching on the replay, know that I love to come back and have conversations with you. So please chime in on the conversation and I will be back to chat with you. If you are new to the broadcast here, my name is Sara Campbell. I am a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for music studio owners and online music education experts just like yourself. And I go live here every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. So I'm so glad you're here because we've got really good marketing tips to discuss today, and a quick couple of housekeeping things before we get into the content. And we'll also say hello to a few people who are tuning in. Hey there, Jennifer Campbell. There's my sister from another mister. Nice to see you today. I see Ashley, friend, she's tuning in from Baltimore. She says that her number one source of traffic is third-party sites and her website. I love that. Deborah is here. So good to see you, friend. Her number one source is word of mouth. So again, if you are joining live or on the replay, let us know where you're from and let us know what is your number one source when it comes to traffic and revenue for your site. Because I want you to imagine for a second, what would happen if that source dried up? For whatever the reason may be. Maybe there's technical glitches going on. Maybe you leave that marketing thing thinking that it's just going to, do itself. And all of a sudden you realize, I haven't spent some attention on this and now it's dried up. I want you to imagine what that would be like if it happened. I know that me personally, when that happens, I start to get a little panicky and I think, oh my gosh, how am I going to make this business work? And then I remind myself, okay, there are many more sources, many more ways to get out in front of people and to bring in new inquiries and new sales. So we're going to be going through 5 of those things today in detail, and we love to learn out loud today. So whether you are watching on YouTube or if you're watching on Facebook, please be sure to chime in on the conversation. If you find something that's valuable to you, give us a hashtag takeaway and let us know what that thing is. I see that we've got some comments coming through on YouTube. For whatever reason, they're not showing up. I see Motif Music Studios. So lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. Maybe Ecamm is just being a little bit glitchy today. Thank you, Ashley. That's so lovely. So give us your hashtag takeaways. If you are watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe, hit that subscribe button, and turn on notifications for videos because we've got new content coming out soon, and I'm really excited to share that with you. So I'll try to keep an eye on the comments today since it's not showing up on my screen here, but I've got you guys covered. I also have the show notes from today completely built out for you. So if you'd like to get a hold of those, if you are on Facebook, drop a traffic below, and the Savvy Sara bot will make sure to send you that information via Messenger. And for those of you who are watching along on YouTube, I am going to drop a little link here in the chat right now, and that is going to give you something that you can click to. So if you want to get a hold of the show notes that I've typed up for you, then just click on that link and it will deliver to you in Facebook Messenger. It will also give you the details about how to sign up for notifications via text or email or messenger for these broadcasts so that you can get a hold of the link easy peasy. All right. I see lots of traffic's being dropped below. Awesome stuff. I see Elizabeth and Deborah and Jennifer have said that. And I see a new face here. We'll say hello to the Studio E Grinnell. Hi from Iowa. She says, I shouldn't say she. They say that word of mouth is key in our small town, looking to engage folks beyond the social circle that is already aware and involved with our program. Okay, great. I think I've got some good tips for you here today. All right, so if you're watching along, be sure to say hello and join in on all the goodness in our conversation. Let's get to tip number 1, shall we? Okay, so the first thing I want to do, okay, I already asked that question. So I was going to say, what are your best traffic and revenue sources? And we've already answered that, but I forgot to bring up the fancy thing on the screen. Haha. Oh well. All right. Here's item number 1. Item number 1, which many of you have already mentioned, is word of mouth. Now, don't tune out just because I'm talking about something that you're like, well, yeah, duh, Sarah. Like, word of mouth is great. Let's talk about word of mouth and how we can influence it. All right. So this is something that I think is really important to understand. Word of mouth is a type of marketing that we often think of as something that like we have no control over, but that's not true. So we can actually increase the marketing efforts with word of mouth by making sure that we are nurturing our current clients. That's item number 1. Nurturing your current clients, just love on them, right? Just love on your clients. Let them know how much you appreciate them, whether that's like sending a little fancy email or a text, or if it's, hey, shock of shocks, sending something in snail mail just to say, hey, I want to thank you for being a part of our studio community. You are loved and appreciated, and we really enjoy having you as a part of our studio. Those little steps can go a long way because it reminds our current clients how much they are appreciated, and it gives them that little nugget in the back of their head that, hey, this is a great place and I should probably tell somebody about it. So that's the first thing about word of mouth. We can also do the brave stuff and ask for referrals. So if word of mouth is like one of the best ways that you get clients, and let's be honest here, I think it is the absolute best way to get clients for almost any business. Because if somebody who works with you talks to somebody else about their experience with you, and it's a good thing, which it is right now, then that's a really powerful way for that person to learn about you. So we can do the brave thing and we can ask for referrals. And I'm not talking about just like an email blast that goes out to your entire studio and says like, please refer people. No, I'm talking about being specific and targeting the people that you love the most. So if you have somebody that you're like, you know what, if I could clone this family, that would be amazing. Talk to them about it. Talk to them about how much you appreciate them and let them know, hey, I just wanted to reach out, say that I appreciate you and that we absolutely love having your family as part of our studio community. And I just thought I'd reach out and say, we have a couple of openings. So if you know anybody in your sphere that would enjoy joining the studio, please let them know about us. Do the brave thing. So we can influence word of mouth, and it's good stuff. Hey there, Amy Clovis is tuning in. Nice to see you. Oh, Erin. Okay, awesome. Nice to see you too. You're under your studio name today. That's happening more and more often. Deborah says, who doesn't love snail mail, right? I always say that I'm going to send snail mail and then it doesn't happen. And I'm just going to put my hashtag takeaway out there. My hashtag takeaway of the week is I need to send more snail mail, and I'm going to do that today because I have 2 letters that have been sitting there with some things I wanted to send in the mail, and I just haven't done it. So please hold me accountable. Okay, Jennifer says that she's ready to put on brave pants, right? Do the brave thing. Okay, item number 2, email marketing. Okay, so let's define this in a couple of different ways because I know for some studios, like having an email marketing system like MailChimp or ConvertKit or ActiveCampaign seems like overkill for you. But let's think a little bit simpler. There are many programs out there that you can use, or systems, I should say, that are free, and there are easy ways to build an email list. So, it's nice to have an email list for our studio, but what about having an email list for potentials? A way for people to sign up to say, I'm interested, even if they're not ready at that very moment to click the call you button or like to sign up for lessons. Have a way that people can get more information from you, whether that's like a newsletter or it's, cool things that you're going to send out. Maybe you have a freebie that you can send out to people. It's what we would call a lead magnet, right? The fancy term. Maybe you have a lead magnet for like audition tips for people who are auditioning for their high school musical. Have some type of a way that people can sign up with you so that you can get in touch with them and nurture them and love on them so that eventually when they get brave pants on and they are ready to sign up with lessons or sign up for lessons with you, they have a way to get in touch with you. So email marketing is really important, even for a solo studio owner. It's especially important for multi-teacher studios. I believe that all multi-teacher studios should have some type of an email marketing campaign where you can get people to sign up so that you can, again, love on them, nurture them, and get them to sign up for lessons in the future. It's also very important for all teachers who are considering doing online courses or anything that you've been told is quote unquote, and this is like me getting on my soapbox for a second, passive income. Let me just say right now, passive income is a lie. Yes, you can make money doing things on with online courses, but I always like to tell people like there's nothing passive about it, especially at the beginning. Maybe someday when you build out your marketing and you've got like all your systems and your funnels in place, it can be passive. But I also want to say, because I got on my soapbox, I don't mean to scare anybody away from that. I just want to build awareness around that. Okay, so this is great. Okay, I see Lily says, I should say Lisa from Lily Music Studio says, I'm excited to have sent my family's Thanksgiving cards and snail mail this week. Oh, how wonderful. Amy, that is a great question about free email systems. I will circle back and we can chat about that. Okay, so we've got word of mouth. We've got email marketing. Let's look at our third one. Here we go. You guys knew this was going to be here, right? Social media. So social media is a great way to bring people into your sphere, to educate them about what you do, who you do it with, and how you help them, all the good stuff. So there are a couple different ways that I encourage you to use social media in your marketing tactics. I want you to think of social media as a place where you can build out a beautiful album that demonstrates what happens in your studio. Social media gives us the opportunity to paint the picture. It allows us to give people a sneak peek, if you will, of what it's like to work with you. It allows us to celebrate our current clients and shout out their accomplishments and love on them. Those are the 2 main things that you want to be doing on social media, right? Giving people a sneak peek of what it's like and then really celebrating your current clients. The third thing you can do with social media is start to put actual things out there that you might consider like an advertisement, not necessarily a paid advertisement, but a post that's about the fact that you have openings. Now, one of the common mistakes that I see in a lot of teacher Facebook pages, and let me just say, like, I see a lot of Facebook pages. I just went through 15 pages last week and I recorded video audits of them. And so one of the things that I see most commonly is that the mistake we make is we put a whole bunch of posts about sign up for lessons, sign up for lessons, sign up for lessons. But that becomes like a broken record. And so if we can lean into those first two things that I mentioned, then when we do make those posts about an opportunity, people are more likely to pay attention to them because they understand you. They have a feeling about your brand. They understand what you stand for. So lean into those two things here, and I think that would be awesome. So for those of you who are using word of mouth, using email marketing, using social media, just let us know as we go through these. Are you using these? And are they effective for you? So let us know. And hey, side note, because I forgot to say it at the top of the show, if you have a teacher friend who could benefit from joining in on this conversation, let them know right now. That would be awesome. Okay, so let's keep going here. We have two more to go through. So item number 4, this one's really good, okay? Because I have some like specific tips that I want to give you on this one. Other places that you can use for traffic and revenue would, of course, be your website and online listings. So it is important, I believe, for any music teacher to have a website, even though like it can be the simplest of website. It can be a single one-pager that has some good information on it and has a clear call to action. That's fine. Or it can be built out and fancy and amazing. Whatever you have, it's great to have that website because it's essentially your online business card. We used to hand out business cards like when we were out places or used to post them on community boards. And sadly, most of those community boards have kind of disappeared or people just aren't paying attention to them. So your digital business card is your website. Now let's look at online listings. There are so many opportunities out there for online listings, and some of them might be very unique to what you offer as a teacher, or maybe like unique because you're involved with certain organizations. So I want you to sit down and make a list of some of the online listings that you could possibly put yourself on. So if you're in an organization like MTNA or NATS, look and see, do they have online listings? Maybe it's for a local group. Maybe it's for like the national organization. Look for opportunities on those websites where you can list your services, and also look for other opportunities as well. So like things like Nextdoor or Thumbtack can be a good opportunity for online listings. Another one that I really, really love, and I'm going to double check on the website because I feel like I don't have it in my brain, but there's this one that I really like. I'm double checking the spelling of this. I maybe have this wrong. musicteacherdirectory.org. I swear that's the one. I'm going to find it in a second. I'll let you know about this. But anyway, there's this directory. It's hosted by the Do Re Mi company that they do apps. This directory, and I swear I will find it. Music teacher directory Do Re Mi. I should have looked this up ahead of time. If those of you, like if anybody here who's watching knows which one I'm talking about, let me know because this one is super awesome. So this particular directory, it's free. There it is. Okay, I had it right, but it wasn't .com, it's .org. Okay, I'm going to put this in the comments here. So I'm going to put it into over on YouTube, and for some reason I can't put it over here, but I'll bring it up onto the website here. Now you guys can see it in the comments. All right. So musicteachersdirectory.org is a free listing where you can put yourself on there. It gives you the opportunity to upload a photo, like to link to your website, to talk about what you do, and to like select the instruments that you teach, the genres that you teach. It's pretty robust. And they have a really sweet paid option on there that's very, very cheap. I believe it's like $70 a year. And if you do the paid option, it bumps you up to the top. I cannot tell you how many referrals I have gotten from that online listing. I think a lot of parents use it. It comes up, must come up in some types of Google searches, or it's like attached to different apps that they use. I am still getting referrals on that. I just got 2 last week, even though I'm not taking any students. So it's really important. get yourself out on those listings so that people can find you in different places. So have your website ready to go, get some listings out there, and don't forget, if you don't already have a Google My Business page, that one's really important too. I would love to know, for those who are watching right now, if you have a directory that you really like. I'd love to know about that. So let us know about the directories that you enjoy. And let me pop that up on the screen just for those who didn't see it before. Let me bring it up. Okay, so this is the directory that I'm talking about. This is a little messy, but it's musicteachersdirectory.org. There you go. I got it up there for you. So musicteachersdirectory.org. It's really great. It's free, and they do have a paid version as well. Really powerful. So those are some of the listings that you would consider doing. Okay, we have one final source of traffic and revenue, and that is paid advertisements. Now, often when we find ourselves like feeling a little scared because the typical source of traffic that we use has kind of gone to crickets, we immediately jump to paid advertisements. But before you do that, I want you to keep this very important tip in mind. Paid advertisements can be great if you have the other traffic sources ready to go. So for instance, you can dump a bunch of money into Facebook ads and Google ads, but if your website isn't user-friendly, it doesn't have clear call to actions on it, or if your socials are dormant and you don't have anything going on them, or like if you don't have some type of email marketing in place in order to capture that person's information, then the paid advertisements may not work for you, especially if you're doing Facebook advertisements. If you're doing advertisements on social media and the social media that you've been putting out there so far doesn't show things behind the scenes, like doesn't give people a clear picture of what you do, it doesn't paint the picture of the experience that they're going to get at your studio, and it doesn't shout out your current clients, when people click through that advertisement, they're not going to see what you want them to see. So it's very important to make sure that those other items are in place before we start chucking money in an ad. Same thing with Google ads, right? We want to make sure that our website is like ready to go. It really speaks to our ideal client. It tells them what, it calls them out and uses you language, like you want to do this, you want to do that, and it outlines the problems and desires that you can help them with. Don't spend money on ads, right? If those aren't in place yet, don't waste your money. So this is why this is the last item when I'm talking to marketing clients. This is the last thing that we look at. And often it's the first thing that people think about, right? Because they think, okay, I'll put money behind it and then I'll get results. But make sure that you have those other steps in place first. Okay, so before we get to a rapid recap, I do want to mention, for those of you who are interested in learning more about how you can set up social media, how you can tap into getting better results with your Google My Business page, which is, I believe, one of the most powerful ways that you can bring in new clients, I want to let you know the Social Media Savvy Studio is open, and I have a social media course, that answers all of those questions. And it's got tons of tutorials in there. And when you enroll in this course, you actually get a personalized social media audit from me so that you know exactly where to start inside of the course. I counted them last week, we have over 55 short tutorials that show you exactly how to do things. And we've got all kinds of PDFs in there that you can download, quick start guides, so that you won't get overwhelmed with content. So if you're interested in learning about that and getting a little social media audit from me, go ahead and put social media down below. It's a crazy steal of a price right now. And I have a subscription option as well for those who might need to split up the payments. And I'm going to let you know right now, price is going up in the next coming months. So because we're adding some new content in there and some new opportunities. So if you're interested in that, let me know. Amy says, Sarah's course is awesome. Thank you so much. That is so amazing. Okay, now let's get to the rapid recap. For those of you who joined a little bit late and you might have missed some of the things that we went over. So here we go from the top. It can feel frustrating when a reliable source of traffic and revenue for your music studio dries up. But don't panic. There are many different ways that we can market our studio. Let's go over 5 of them that I think are super useful for music teachers just like you. Here we go. Item number 1, word of mouth. And I'm not just talking about relying on people to tell others about your studio. I'm talking about how we can influence word of mouth. So the 2 items that we went through is loving on your clients. Love on your current clients. Show them all the love. Send them those little messages. Send them something in the mail. Let them know how much you appreciate them. That's going to remind them how much they love belonging there, and that will hopefully put a little nugget in the back of their head so they'll tell somebody else. And do the brave thing and ask them for referrals. Love on them. Tell them that you appreciate them being a part of your community, and let them know that you have openings, and invite them to invite family and friends to join you. So that's item number 1. Item number 2 is email marketing. Now, this can be particularly useful for multi-teacher studios and teachers who are selling online courses. It's really important to have some type of an email marketing system in place, like MailChimp, ActiveCampaign, or whatever other ones that I can't remember right now. And there's also opportunities, like really simple email marketing opportunities for single studios as well. There are lots of free versions out there. Give people a way to sign up for your newsletter or to sign up for a freebie. That way you have the opportunity to nurture them and love on them, and then hopefully get them ready to click that sign up now button. Number 3, social media. So on your social media, you're going to do 3 things, but the first 2 are super important. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to let people know what happens in your studio. Give them some sneak peek behind the scenes. Show up as a human being and make posts about you as the teacher, and also love on your students. Do you see that we keep coming back to that, right? Love on your students, shout out their accomplishments, and let the world know how proud of them you are. The third thing is where you can start to make offers. You can tell people that you have availability. You can tell people that you have programs coming up. But if you don't do 1 and 2 and you skip directly to 3, people are likely to tune you out. So 1 and 2 are imperative. Item number 4. Your website and your online listings. Your website is like your digital business card. Everybody should have one, even if it's the simplest possible website. That's fine. Have that digital business card so that you are searchable, and make sure that you have good online listings. Have a Google My Business account. That is something that every single studio should have, so that when people Google piano lessons near me, you're going to show up. And if you need tips on how to show up in those searches, let me know. The social media course has all kinds of information about that. The second thing is to make sure that you have other online listings as well. Think about the organizations that you are a part of. Look at the one, I put a link here. I love this one here. It's musicteachersdirectory.org. It's free, and they have a paid version as well. So look into those, list yourselves in different places. Number 5, and this is the one that you normally want to jump to, but please don't jump to this yet. Paid advertisements. Paid advertisements can be great if you have items 2, 3, and 4 in line. So making sure that you have a way for people to sign up for your emails, making sure, or if you don't have an email list, making sure that you have very clear calls to action so that they know what to do to sign up with you. Number 3, making sure that your socials are active and showing off all the good stuff that's happening in your studio, especially if you're considering running Facebook ads. If you're running Facebook ads and you haven't posted anything on your site in 6 months, it's a waste of money. And making sure that your website is ready to go. So make sure that those 3 things are in place before you jump into doing paid advertisements. Whoo! All right. If you enjoyed the tips today, let me know what your takeaway is. What is the one thing that you're going to be working on in your marketing plans for your studio? Give us a hashtag takeaway and comment below with what you're going to be working on. I would love to know. If you have any questions about anything that I've gone through in this video, please be sure to pop those into the chat, and I will come back and answer those later on. I will be back next week with more goodness for you. So Be sure to subscribe so that you can get notifications here, and drop the word traffic below if you want to get a hold of the show notes from today, where I've detailed everything that we've gone over, and I've given you information about the social media course if you'd like to check it out. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for being here today. Whew, this was awesome. I'm seeing those takeaways coming in the comments. I can't wait to check those out. All right, everybody, thanks for being here. I will be back next week with more amazing information. At least I hope it will be amazing. My name is Sara Campbell. I am a business strategist, mindset, and marketing coach for music studios and online music educators just like you. And I will be back next week. So in the meantime, stay savvy and stay you, because there is no teacher quite like you in this world. And I think you are pretty dang awesome. See you next week.